Scott Alswang, former Secret Service agent. Congress people have no security. You think that will, of necessity, change now?
I think the Capitol Police will have to step it up, at least for the short term, and provide protection for all the congressmen and senators at this point.
This seems like the arbitrary act of a creepy nut job, perhaps instigated by an older person.
Well, the lone gunman is always a problem. Even in today, when there's organized crime, organized terrorism, the lone gunman has always been a problem in the history of the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not go away. We continue. Let me go back to Scott Alswang. Here you have a situation where I think that Bo is correct. Maybe there were rounds left in it, but he killed everybody he could have. If he had an atomic bomb, I have no doubt that he would have incinerated all of Tucson, Arizona, where I went to college. But you can't really protect yourself against a flamboyant nut job like this and answer that, but also, if there was a Mephistophelian character, this middle-aged guy who drove him to the scene, does that make this more sinister?
I think it makes it more sinister because it's more of a conspiracy-type crime. But the lone gunman whose intent on and from what I've heard, he basically said his goodbyes. So when you have an assassin willing to die for his cause, however emotionally disturbed he might be, then he's just going to unload on whoever he can. Whether she was his primary target or the judge was, we don't know.
We are told by the local authorities that the Congresswoman was the target. Scott Alswang, former Secret Service agent in Arizona, almost unique in the nation. You do not need a permit to carry a concealed weapon. Alaska and Vermont are the only other two, just the three states. And you have, I guess nobody really knows how many people have weapons, but this fellow, unless he was deranged certifiably, he could have just purchased that Glock yesterday. Do you think that the availability? I'm a Second Amendment proponent also, as was ironically Gabrielle Giffords, the stricken Congresswoman, a big proponent of the Second Amendment. But when every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the world can have a gun,
it's scary. People who are responsible and have a gun to protect themselves and to go through their particular training, everything's fine. But this person may have started out, he was licensed, he might have been legally allowed to carry that weapon, and then he had emotional problems, and things changed, and obviously it came to what happened today.
Bo, I know you're